What's good, my people? Flash Speaks back for another video, man. Charles Barkley on his statements about Caitlin Clark and what he said towards the women of the WNBA. Charles Barkley, first of all, one of my favorite players of all time. Played for my home team, the Philadelphia 76ers. Dominant player in the post, rebound, did everything. All right. Now, after his career, he's now on TNT talking and all of that. When it comes to that, it comes to opening his mouth. Some people are entertained by him. Some of the stuff is funny. But when Charles Barkley says some of the stupidest shit like that I've ever heard. And this was no exception there. He talking about y'all petty, he is addressing the women of the WNBA. Telling them that they're petty. They should be happy that she's getting you chartered flights and all of this type of stuff. And it was very, very, very disrespectful, everything that he said. Because number one, I'm looking for, and I want all of you guys that are out here making all of these podcasts about women being jealous, the teammates jealous, the other girls in the league are jealous, and they're guarding her much harder than they're guarding everybody else, and all this other stuff to provide me evidence. I need statements. I need tweets. I need all these different things from players. Show me footage of after the game, players actually disrespecting her. I remember, or just saying that she's not saying anything. Besides what A'ja Wilson said, which was really more about her, A'ja Wilson not getting endorsements. And A'ja Wilson ain't got to fucking think anything. She's a two-time MVP. She has the right to believe she's the best. So, but besides that, because really she was talking about something else. I want to see evidence of these women actually being petty. I don't care nothing about you believing you have this insight and this so-called ability that you have to read into the hearts of these different women and to determine, okay, the way they're playing defense on her tells me that they're jealous. All of that shit, me growing up, that's feminine bullshit. And that's not to disrespect women. I'm talking about the men that's doing that. Men don't operate like that, bro. We don't look at each other and think, oh man, that guy's jealous. That stuff, that's like that feminine women intuition bullshit that men don't engage in, bro. We looking for things that are actually empirical evidence, things that are actually objectionable evidence. I need to see real evidence. And if you can't provide it, you need to reevaluate the way you're going about this. But some of you, I get it. I understand. I swear to God, I understand. Being honest, being objective doesn't get you views on YouTube. It doesn't get you clicks on YouTube. It doesn't make you popular on YouTube, right? But some of us, man, are more concerned with integrity of the game, integrity of character, and whatever. If that means it's going to be less than 100 views, fine. You know what? I'm only interested in building with people that are about integrity. Not just casual people that come, because casual people, you can't count on them, man. Casual motherfucker get you locked up. Casual person be the one that'll run up in your crib when you ain't there. Try to tell you, people don't understand. But at any rate, man, Chris Canty and the morning show here on ESPN, they deal with some of the statements Charles Barkley made, and in particular LeBron James, what he made. Whereas LeBron James, he's such a narcissist. Great player, top 10, top, he's in my top 7, right? All-time NBA players. He, such a narcissist, he finds a way to bring his son in onto the conversation with Caitlin Clark. Unbelievable. But we're going to let this play and I'm going to chime in.
On the Mind the Game podcast when JJ becomes the next head coach of the Lakers?
Great question.
I can't imagine so.
Is that going to be more important?
That's going to happen. LeBron is going to be like, all right, look, Jeannie, let's bring in, JJ. He runs the Lakers.
In the post-game press conference from the head coach? The Mind the Game podcast?
They just do the pod live for the media and kill two birds with one stone. They just have their post-game presser, basically, as the pod.
This post-game press conference brought to you by Uninterrupted features LeBron James and JJ Redick. One guy is the head coach, and the other guy has perfectly coiffed hair.
True. And the coiffed hair is not the coach.
Wow, you guys didn't get that?
No, I did.
Of course we
He's
did.
saying LeBron's the coach.
I realized something. I gave the look as if I got it.
LeBron's damn coach and the GM, but they need to hurry up and get to it, man.
They're getting a lot of animosity, joy, but I want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it.
Is not the coach.
Wow, you guys didn't get that?
No, I did.
Of course we
He's
did.
saying LeBron's the coach.
I realized something.
Oh, come
I
on.
gave the look as if I got it, because I did. And then I realized, wait, we're on the radio. That's a terrible decision by me just to give the look. I gave a look. I had a good look.
You did give a look.
Like I got the joke, of course.
There was the look.
But nobody heard the look. Here's LeBron.
All right, thanks for your patience if you're still around.
Mind the game.
The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun. And
Get involved in what is being said with casuals on YouTube? Because I don't know what the players are saying. Even with Dejanay Carrington had every right to just talk crap about her after the game one, when she pretty much locked Caitlin Clark up. Caitlin Clark had 20 points with 33% shooting. That's getting locked up. And the points was when she was on the bench. She showed respect to her in her post game. She ain't talk shit. I'm trying to figure out where is all this jealousy and animosity at.
joy, but I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. I hope they do great. I'm just kind of in this mode right now because I'm getting the same, thing from watching my son, who's a 19-year-old, kind of getting a lot of animosity and hatred towards him when he's just a kid trying to live out his dream. There's a very small number of men and women
The hell Bronny got to do with anything got to do with Caitlin Clark?
that actually get to live out their dream of playing the professional sport. And we have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlin has a great head on her shoulders.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Okay, well, hold on.
Yeah, I'm confused too, man.
That is
Everything he
scattered
said-
thinking. He jumped to 3 or 4 different things
And I don't know if they
and tried to
connect.
put them. Yeah, he tried to put them together, and I don't think they go together.
If he just would have left his son out of it, it's fine. I can relate to Caitlin Clark. Check, right? Absolutely. Star player. We knew about them before they went pro. He was a high school player. She was a college player. The attention that they get, the hate that they get, fine. Bronny James is not equivalent to that. Leave Bronny out of that.
I don't think LeBron James is equivalent to Caitlin Clark.
At that point in their lives, upon entrance into
because
their
of
leagues.
what Caitlin Clark means to the W, where the W is at versus where the NBA was at when LeBron
Thank
James
you.
came in.
Caitlin Clark would be similar to, but I add Angel Reese to this, even though the media is not taking advantage of it. Caitlin Clark is she's equivalent to Larry Bird, not LeBron James. Larry Bird. The NBA was on the downslope. So what happened was the college rivalry between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird is what rebirthed the NBA. The W is similar to that era, the late 70s right now. Great players there. You had Julius Erving, you had Kareem, but you didn't have enough eyeballs. And actually, one of the things they were saying about the NBA, this is the thing about the NBA, that it's too hood, it's too urban, it's too black. This was the concern. You had players walking around with the big afros and dressing like pimps. You had Walt Clyde Frazier look like a damn pimp the way he dressed. He still kind of dresses that way. This was what was being said. You gotta know your history. This is what was being said about the league. So of course, and Havlicek was pretty much retiring, and all these different types of guys. That era was over with. So they ushered in a new era. And it was the Bird Magic rivalry. They wanted to see it continue. Now they were smart enough to make sure that the two most prestigious franchises in the history of that franchise, that those franchises got those two players. If the league was smart, I'm telling you, they would make sure that there's a rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. While at the same time, you need to bump up your your Asia Wilsons and your Kelsey Plums and your Brianna Stewarts and the others that are great. You should be able to multitask that. They're acting like they don't know how to do that. But anyway, let's go back to this. I'm sorry about that.
The NBA had Magic Johnson. The NBA had.
Hold up. I heard you're ready to take charge of your financial future. Look no further than Weeble.
Was that when LeBron
Thank
James
you.
came in?
Goodness.
The NBA had Magic Johnson. The NBA had Michael Jordan. The NBA had Kobe Bryant when he got drafted into the league. I'm sorry, you do not represent the same thing that Caitlin Clark does to the W. You don't know what that is, bro. I get it. LeBron James has been the face of the game for the last 2 decades, but there were plenty of other guys that were the face of the NBA before. There is a whole new audience being introduced to the W because of the presence of Caitlin Clark. Now, as far as the
They are casuals, but what he says is true.
hate is concerned, I don't know that there's anybody that's out there in the ether saying that Caitlin Clark's presence in the W is a bad thing.
Thank you. What player has said this? Just bring your evidence. If not, shut the hell up. Where is your evidence of these players saying these things? I don't care if you believe they inwardly believe it. You don't know that. You're not a fucking mind reader. You're not Professor X. You don't know what nobody believes or thinks. All you can judge people on is what they say. That's it.
I think, if anything, there are current players in the W that put the bullseye on Caitlin Clark just because of the fanfare that she's entering the league with.
Exactly. You know what happens when you casuals sit up here and you declare someone as the greatest and all of that? That makes people want to play against them. First of all, you're the number one pick. They're gonna want to come at you anyway. They know that a lot of people are watching. And shit, they want to be marketable too. So of course they're going to try to shut it down. Because they want to get Defensive Player of the Year. They want to be put on commercials. They want those things. Don't you understand? This is common sense. Stop being in your emotions and your feelings and start trying to use your brain. Use the cognitive abilities that God gave you. My goodness.
And they want to show her that this is a different level, this is a different class of athlete. And that's perfectly natural, because anytime somebody is the face of the sport, everybody else that's competing in the sport is going to be coming after that person. And from that perspective, I can understand why LeBron James gets where Caitlin Clark is coming from. But in terms of what she represents to the league versus what LeBron James represented to the league when he came in, that is not the same thing.
I'm so glad you.
Perfect take. Perfect take. No emotion, not in your feelings, just a straight up real take from the perspective of an athlete. From the perspective of an athlete.
Brought that up, CC, because that's the very first thing that I thought of too. Of course, LeBron James had a tremendous amount of pressure on him when he entered the NBA. When you're on the cover of SI as a teenager and you're dubbed the chosen one, people are going to place certain expectations on you. However, Caitlin Clark is the catalyst for shaping change in the WNBA. We are talking now about what these women get paid and if it's fair. I mean, those conversations have been existing. She elevates them to a much broader platform. Their travel and their plane situation, that's conversations and change that has been enacted in large part because of more eyeballs on the sport, because of Caitlin Clark. She has a totally different set of expectations and responsibilities that she shoulders. Now, I understand where he's coming from saying we both got a lot of hate, because I do think that there are people that when someone's that dominant and that amazing, that doesn't last forever. There's been
Let me tell you something about hate. Hate is good in sports. Why? Because the person that hates you is going to watch. Sometimes a person that hates you and wants to see you fall will watch more than a person that loves you. That was the case with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali came out, he was brash, he talked shit. You know how many people wanted to see Muhammad Ali lose? Just as many of people wanted to see him lose as the people want to see him win. You know why? Because something in America where it's like bad to be loud and brash and to talk shit. They love to see a person like that lose, but he kept winning, right? That's same with Michael Jordan. I hated Michael Jordan as a player. I was a Michael Jordan hater. Why? Because growing up in my household, Dr. J, Julius Erving, was everything. As far as we're concerned, he's the greatest player of all time, with the exception of my older uncles, who you can't tell them Wilt Chamberlain ain't the greatest ever. That's just the bottom line, Wilt from West Philly. But Dr. J, you ask my mom, my older brother, older sister, but Dr. J was Dr. J. And now all of a sudden, Michael Jordan comes along, and people are saying this motherfucker better than Dr. J. They were saying that like around 1988, 4 or 5 years in the league, he better than Doc. And I always wanted them prove everybody wrong about that. So I watched Jordan for that. I wanted him to lose against I ain't mind him beating the Lakers because fuck the Lakers. Lakers were the Sixers rival. I didn't have a problem with him beating the Lakers. I definitely wanted him to lose to Portland. I wanted him to lose to Seattle. I wanted him to lose to Phoenix for sure, right? But he kept winning and won me over. But that's what comes with the territory. Don't complain about Caitlin Clark having haters that want her to lose. If she's great, she'll prove them wrong. Whatever the case may be, they're going to watch. Trust me, it's just as many haters watching as it is people who love. And to the media, and to the market, and to the league, it's all the same to them. They don't give a damn why you watch. All they care about is the fact that you're going to sit there to the end of the game. Believe that.
So much fanfare around Caitlin Clark, just like there was around LeBron James. But when you become that great, you're inherently going to have haters. This is what happens. I don't know how Bronny somehow got lumped into the mix, maybe because he's dealing with his own set of haters, but for completely different circumstances.
Yeah, ticket sales for the Indiana Fever are up threefold. Ticket sales for Fever road games have quadrupled.
There you go.
They're moving WNBA games to bigger arenas because they can't fit in the capacity of their standard arenas where those teams play at. That didn't happen when LeBron James came into the league. I'm sorry.
And also,
facts.
To address the part about Caitlin Clark and criticism, she's a professional athlete. At the end of the day, we talk about all the different eyeballs that she brings to the sport and how transformative she's been. At the end of the day, she will be judged on her performance, and it's been lackluster. There's been a calibration period. She's a rookie who just came off a long...
I believe Caitlin is better than lackluster, but I get what she's saying overall in terms of the wins and that impact.
Season in college. There's a quick turnaround, but I don't think that we should hold her to any other standard than we would any other athlete, which is to evaluate their performance on the court and provide criticism if it's needed. That's fair.
Facts. Even though I'm of the opinion that Caitlin Clark is having a good rookie season, I think it's actually above average. She's shown me a lot, but all the extra stuff from the casuals is unwarranted. And then, what is all this criticism of the WNBA players who haven't done a damn thing to her but play against her just like they're supposed to? I don't get it. Break it down to me, please. Break it down to me. My God. Yeah, that's it, man. I'm going to stop there. Chris Canty did a good job, and so did the lady right here. I'm sorry, I forget her name. But this was a good little interview, man. Peace out.